Well, after the final, when we sorted out the judging for the final, we came down and announced the winners, and there was a big reaction. Everyone was booing. I think there was loads of O's down there, loads of fans down, and everyone started booing, and there was a bit of reaction going on. Literally everyone's just sort of flooding out of the bar, and all the managers getting annoyed because everyone's now leaving. So we'd grabbed the band, a couple of the band. I think we grabbed Rob. I think it was Rob and Matt, and we'd said, like, stay with us a minute, wait, and then we'll explain why you've not won. So we explained it to them, helped them pack up, took a few things outside, and then I just said, right, well, I've got a few contacts, got a few ideas about this, that and the other. I think if you were going to be recorded, you should sound like this. Sort of put across what I thought they should do. And Rob and Matt were just like, yeah, that's exactly what we want to do. We want to sound like this, we want to do this, we want to play here, we want to record this. So I said, if they wanted to meet after Christmas, come back in the new year, we'll go out for a few beers and get to know each other, and we'll have a chat about me managing you.
And I was pretty interested to talk to him because I wanted to hear what he had to say. I wasn't going to just fuck him off straight away because there's no point. But he seemed like a pretty genuine sort of guy. But he was pissed, so you can't really trust anyone, can you, when they're pissed? I just had to wait till Christmas, and then we went and met him in town.
I remember him having like all this, he had a suit on, and Connie's sort of blagging on about his record company that we're setting up.
At the time I was trying to set it up, but then the problem is you can't run a record label and manage a band, because it's a blatant conflict of interests. Yeah. So as much as my heart and soul I'd put into trying setting up the record label, trying to get all the investment stuff into it, it wasn't happening with that company. And when the band came up then, it was like, well, I could go manage the band instead.
I thought, me personally, everyone was getting a little bit excited over nothing at first. Like, at the end of the day, he wanted to manage us, let's chill out, and let's not sign anything. Because we don't know him, we didn't really know him, he could have fucked us over, I don't know, he could have done anything.
Matt really wasn't that interested because he was kind of dropping a bollock really, because he didn't want to sign out. We thought we were going to make him sign, like get him in headlock or something, make him sign a piece of paper.
What happens if, like, you're stranded, right, in the ocean, you see two boats, one's in front of the other. The first one goes, you could jump on the first one, but you get on, it's just for sailors. Second one, beauty contest, you know what I mean, and you're the only man on the board, right? How good would that be compared to the first one? It'd be pretty good, because I mean, you might smell a little bit, but they'd be well horny, and you know, they've got months and you'd be well horny, so you could have a wash and then shag them all. But it so happened that the first boat was the beauty contest. Well, you know, we don't know, we never till the second boat, and we could only see one boat coming along, so, and that was Tom, the big Jew boat.
Basically, we wanted someone who could get us gigs really, rather than, we weren't that interested about being signed or anything, because at the end of the day we all didn't think he could do that much for us in terms of being a record label or whatever we were doing. But we thought, well, he could do something as a manager, could get some gigs or something, it's a bit of pressure off our shoulders.
What I feel that I bring is that I can make it happen for him. I know who to go and speak to, I know how to get him gigs, I know I can get him in the studio, pull a few favours here and that. We've been in the studio for free at the moment, so you just got to know who to speak to, who to blag, who to tell the right things to get better gigs, to get better studios and stuff like that.
It's good for us really, because like, it's not us having to go out and get gigs for ourselves, which could be a bit of a hassle really. Plus he's a good blagger.
I think it's really important. I've never been in a band before, or I've never been in a band before with a manager. And I've realised now, if you're someone working for you, you know, working like getting the gigs and all, that's how you start really getting into it. You know what I mean? It's not trying to sort gigs out yourself and all. And
what is his second name? I don't know what his second name is.
Thomas Booton, as his actual name is. Get that on camera, because not many people know that. He became Tom Epstein when I think me and Rob were sat in a pub in Bradford, and I think he had his number, and his number is Tom Judge, and he was texting him and stuff. And I said, oh, you should change that to Tom Manager. And he was like, yeah, I should. Change it to Tom Manager. So he was called Tom Manager for about 10 seconds before Rob came up with Tom Epstein, after Brian Epstein, Beatles manager.
And that was it stuck. Then they started calling me Epstein, then they started calling me Eppo. Then I keep meeting all the mates who start calling me Epstein. I don't know. It's just stuck.
The Night and Day gig was good. I was good.
He emailed Night and Day and got us a gig there. This is fine. And they put us on headlining, which was pretty cool, really.
It were a bit weird because it were our first proper gig. It wasn't in Battle at Bands. We were headlining it. We had a lot of mates down again.
We packed out the place, and the place is full of people that had just come to see us. And so you're looking out and sea in the place, like sea of people. The place is just full of people that had literally just come to see us.
We were all well nervous, more nervous than we've ever been because we've never been where I've been a sound guy.
It was the first gig we played where they mic'd up the drums, and there was the first sound man we worked with.
After Battle of Bands, although we were saying we were a band, it was still, we never anything like really. We weren't really tight. I think Night and Day were probably like a turning point in how we played together as a band, just sounding better as a band.
It was a good gig because it was Night and Day, and I've seen Zootons play there, which meant a lot.
I wore a shit shirt, I looked like Milo. I look stupid. I'm fat. So you know how we give us the next one?
Like, I went a bit pear-shaped, like, throughout the songs, and the songs carried on for 3 minutes longer than they should have, and we were all getting proper agitated, and it was just like, oh, this is awful. It was a nightmare. Everybody comes up after us and they're like, oh, we're alright, like, we're alright. And I'm like, yeah, but for us as a band, it was shit because we practice it so much. We practice that set, and we do it perfect every time. We get on stage and then we fuck it up.
I wasn't feeling good for some reason about the gig the whole night, the whole day. I had just like a dodgy feeling as if I was going to play shit anyway, so I thought I'd have a few drinks, and ended up just going too hard on it. And then I was just playing fucking different beats for different songs, and all our starting and endings were off because of me, and I was just all of a shop, right? Like.
And he just got blooded before we played, and we all come back. We didn't see Niall for about an hour, so we went on. Next minute we see him, and he was just absolutely off his feet. And we knew that he was there like 10 whiskeys of bars.
I think it was the feeling that, because there weren't so many people there and the kind of crowd reaction that we usually get, that it kind of felt like we weren't playing it right.
I think the crowd were a bit mute really, but end of the day that should be our problem. If the crowd that's there, that's up to them. We should give 110% all the time. We should be different us playing to 20,000 people or playing to one person and his dog.
To me personally, it wasn't a good gig at all. I didn't enjoy it, and there were a lot of room for improvement after that gig.
Some people said it was the best one we've done. Well, here we are in the recording studio. We just come through the front entrance, and as we go there,
Tommy Epstein again sorted us out. He knew someone, a friend of a friend's daughter, were doing some course, and she wanted to produce us.
One of you will be 16-track control room. Now, this is where they're doing.
Have a close up there.
This is where the producers are. Shall I open
Magical's
up?
demo is taking place.
Recording studio was brilliant, Craig. Like, and
This is where all the magic happens. This is where all the music plays.
Wes and Lisa were looking for people to record. I found out they wanted people to record, and so just give Lisa a phone and said, yeah.
So we went in over a period of a weekend, or 2 weekends, can't remember, and we did it.
We had a big argument about it. All of us. Well, me and Rob was with it. Mainly it's me against them.
We were in a bar and Rob really wanted to do it. Matt didn't want to do it because his voice, obviously, and because we had a shit drum kit.
Basically, Matt started to cry about our old faithful drum kit because it wasn't good enough for the demo.
And he turns around and says, I think we need to practice, my voice ain't good.
Matt had a throat infection or a bad cough at the time, so he'd lost his voice and his voice kept going.
I'm saying, oh, well, going out don't affect how my voice is, but like continually drinking and smoking, that won't affect how my voice is, bollocks. She's saying that for, who believes that?
So 11 hours later we were going into the studio and Matt Henning starts kicking off, oh, we've got a gig, I'd rather practice, I don't want to go into the studio. And it just fucked me off, man. It just created a lot of unneeded tension between the whole band. It was just like awkward.
I don't even know if that happened.
Because the band haven't played many gigs, it's a bit tough to then stick them straight into a studio and transfer that energy and that sound then from a stage into the studio. It's tough for them because they haven't got that experience.
At the start, it was a bit tricky because there was a second off, so when I was tapping a drum, we'd be like, you know what I mean? And I was all like, what the fuck? And I fucking, it took me a while to get used to that there.
You may sack the camera.
Sorry,
dude. Too much pressure for me as well, isn't it?
Sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
The studio, they were like, right, drum and bass, go in and do that song, and it's like, well, I don't know how it goes. I need lead, rhythm and vocals over the top of it, and I'm like, well, you're going to have to learn it.
We didn't have our track down, so like, I can hear Matt and just play along with him. What happened was, just me and Andy were playing, and Rob, so I had no vocals, and I had to get Matt standing, fucking miming through through the glass pane.
Like listening to a tiny little tambourine shake in order to start.
It's just the timing's off on a lot of songs, and the way we play them, the speed of them and stuff is, you know, different than what we'd normally play if we were on stage playing.
It wasn't exciting, and we didn't bring our energy across which we have live because we obviously feed off each other and we're all buzzing beforehand, and that's come through on the recording. I think I don't think it's any fault of anybody's except the fact that we didn't do it live. We should have done it live.
She's looking so fine, it cuts straight through me.
He had a microphone in front of him, and I remember him started singing.
I see your true colours walking down the street. An open book, a penny look to every guy she meets.
His head were everywhere, he wants singing in one place.
It's just stuff round town. She looks so red on the surface, but she feels so blue deep down. To me, I didn't care if I was doing a song 45 times, because the 45th time might be the best. One to another, euphoria sits. Chemicals are playing them. Can't it? Can't stop it racing through my veins. All this random, can't it? Come on. My mind is playing all the same. I'm not the right words or anything. Can't hear anything. It's like comic relief.